Hello everybody, this is Zerda with Zerda MTG and I'm back at it again today with another historic deck tech. Today I'm going to be bringing you Tempo Ramp, or my attempt to make a ramp deck that doesn't try and go over the other ramp decks with Ulamog, but tries to sneak under it a little bit with Frilled Mystic instead, just because of how powerful of a tempo swing Frilled Mystic can be. And I also think the card's pretty powerful just as a turn 3 play, being able to counter whatever your opponent's going to do and trade off with a creature against more aggressive decks, or even just providing a body to pressure planeswalkers while hitting a key spell out of control decks that don't exactly expect your Explore Growth Spiral deck to hold up a counterspell. So going over the curve real quick, we start off with 4 Explore and 4 Growth Spiral because we really do just want to ramp into our 4 drops as quickly as possible. And 2 Brazen Borrower as a concession to, well, we do kind of need to interact with our opponent, and this is probably the best way we can, given that it not only can return any kind of permanent that might be giving us a problem to its owner's hand, but it also provides a 3/1 body for pressuring planeswalkers or even our opponent if it does come down to that. We're playing a full playset of Uro, playing the entire playset because we do just want to keep making land drops and ramping into Ugin, and this is kind of the best not cultivate ramp spell there is, and I do want my cards to be a threat. It also synergizes really well with Teferi, considering if you go turn 2 Explore into turn 3 Teferi, draw, discard your Uro, then it's almost as if the extra Uros are just there to make that play happen a little bit more often, give your Teferi something to discard. I would consider going up to 4 Teferi, but I'm really not sure what I'd cut. Maybe 1 Hydroid Krasis, but not too sure. Frilled Mystic, I think, is the reason to play this deck. Just having the access to a easy 2-for-1 comes in on turn 3. It's just as powerful now as it was with Nexus of Fate, although the surrounding cards are a lot less powerful. But if you remember those days, Growth Spiral into Frilled Mystic was kind of the thing that the Wilderness Wreck Nexus of Fate deck would do that really allowed it to stall out until it got its combo engine going. And that's still just an incredibly potent play, even though now it's only buying time for bigger sharks, an eventual Ugin, and Hydroid Krasis. Mana base is pretty straightforward. We only have Castle Vantress for any kind of additional value out of our lands. I'd consider Castle Garenbrig for Hydroid Krasis, but I'm not entirely sure how relevant it's going to be. You know what? No, I do think Castle Garenbrig for Krasis. I was thinking it wouldn't be too necessary, but just talking through this deck tech, I realized, no, I should play at least 1. I don't want to play 2. I do want my lands coming in untapped more often than not. So play the first Castle Garenbrig, just for the Hydroid Krasis. Nothing else there. Pump it up by 1 more every so often and get that extra card and life out of it. Probably worth it. 4 Temple of Mystery, 4 Hinterland Harbor for Breeding Pool. As a 2-color deck, you probably don't need much more than this, especially when you have enough ramp. I could be convinced that maybe I should be playing Fabled Passages, but beyond that, this is fine. I'm not playing any colorless lands, which would normally be a benefit to playing only 2 colors because of Frilled Mystic, which is a little bit sad, but you do kind of want that available on turn 3 basically every time, and this is kind of just the easiest way to make sure of it. Yeah, this deck is very straightforward. Ramp into Teferi or Frilled Mystic, get your value there. Eventually you win with big X spells that draw you cards, or with an Ugin wiping the board clear and starting from there. Occasionally you'll get the Uro win, but honestly Uro is another card that's kind of just a bridge that's well worth it and draws you more cards. Something you might have noticed is most decks these days never run out of gas, and well, I'm trying to no longer play the resource denial game because of that. As if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might have noticed I tried to do that. I've given up. I've joined the dark side. I'm just gonna try and draw as many cards as I can until the powerful things I'm doing hopefully overpower what my opponent is doing. And I do believe this is another 28 land deck because, well, that's just kind of the new norm, especially when you're playing additional land spells as your ramp instead of search your library ramp spells. Yeah, can't really think of anything else to say about it. I guess in the sideboard I'd play a few Shifting Ceratopses and Mystic Disputes. Maybe a few, what are they? Disdainful Strokes because they're good against goblins. But yeah, that is the deck, and this has been Zerda with Zerda MTG. I hope you enjoyed this little deck tech. If you did, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. It'd mean a great deal to me. And I'll see you all in the next video.